What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Alma, Missouri. And today we have a lot of planting to do. We are in April 1st. Well, yeah, April 1st. And we are going to plant sorghum in field 7. I did finish planting the oats in these 3 fields. I think this one was already done. I'm not really sure. But I planted oats in those 2 fields. And now we're going to plant sorghum. The reason we're planting sorghum is, well, there is no reason. We're just kind of doing it for fun. Also, there has been a change over at the production yard. If we take a look at the productions, you can see we no longer have the dairy that we were using. I got an update today, and it broke it. The productions menus weren't there, so it broke it, so I had to switch it out. For the extended dairy production, which means we can make strawberry milk and yogurt and garlic butter. Yeah, so those 3 things. And I think we're going to have a problem here shortly. We're going to have too much milk, which I guess is not that big of a problem. I'd rather have too much milk than not enough milk, but our production will not be able to keep up with it. I mean, if we take a look, there's already 15,000 liters in the production already. And if we take a look at the cows, well, it's empty because I just emptied it into the tanker that's sitting over there. So I think there's like 20,000 liters in the tanker already. And then there's 3,000 liters of buffalo milk in that one. So we're going to either have to place another one down, another dairy down, or we're just going to sell the milk separately. So there's that. The other thing is I placed down a Green Bites Express. Yeah. Because I wanted to make mozzarella sticks. So that's flour, buffalo mozzarella, and canola oil. But we can't do that yet because we don't have canola. So there's that. Kind of the reason I'm planting sorghum in this field is because I want to plant canola in this field. So if I plant sorghum, it'll be ready to harvest by the time we need to plant canola, hopefully. And it's not a big field either, so sorghum it is. Now my lines are going, I believe, north and west. No, not north and west, north and south. So it's kind of interesting. We are running dangerously low on hay and silage. We've got 179,000 liters of hay, about 700,000 liters of silage. So that's going to be a problem here shortly. But we do have in this barn 1 million liters, 1.3 million liters, and then 300,000 liters in that one. But I did empty that production from overnight. I think there was 400,000 liters in there. So that's currently in a trailer. just needed to be unloaded into the cow barn, which we will do shortly. Also, with that Green Bites Express, it comes with butter and cheese storage. So we need to find a way to use that. So we're going to need spring onions, sunflower oil, potatoes, and cheese. And then for garlic bread, we need bread, garlic, and butter. So we need another greenhouse. Yay. We'll probably do that greenhouse today, right after we plant this field. I hope. We do also need to start mowing the grass because I do believe it is ready to harvest or ready to cut. So we need to start that process sooner rather than later. But I think I would rather deal with productions than plant or mow grass. So there's that. I am going to get that little piece that I missed because my GPS didn't want to activate for some reason. Also, I want to thank you guys for all your support in this series. I really appreciate it. From all the likes, comments, everything. I just thank you guys. I hope you guys are enjoying the series. I am really enjoying the series. I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. I mean, not unless like a really good map comes out. Will we maybe switch or run them together? I don't know. We'll just have to see. But so far, I'm really enjoying the series, and I can't wait for maybe 30 episodes. Hopefully, maybe. I think this is episode 13, 12 or 13, something like, or no, maybe 14. I don't know. I actually don't know. All right, that is that field planted. We're gonna go fill up with liquid fertilizer. I think I've got some pallets left over somewhere. that I need to get rid of. Yeah, I've got a couple pallets over here. Alright, the worker is going to take over this field and the next field for that matter. So hire him off and away he goes. Maybe. Eventually. There we go. Alright, so he'll do good there. Tabbing around, here is the trailer with the totem extraction. Forgot what it was called there for a second. So we will go deliver this to the cows. Also, that manure pit is getting really tall. And Mr. Tiger wants to cuddle. Hi, Mr. Tiger. How are you? Always pick the wrong times to cuddle, don't you? Alright, nice fast unload there. And this manure heap isn't looking as full, so that's interesting. Oh, I know why. Because I dumped the excess manure from the old pens into this other pen. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, so we have a lot in there than what is being made. And there's a cow outside its pen. That's interesting. You know, I kind of made this new pen for it not to do that. But, you know, farm sim logic and how that works, I guess not. Okay, now the other problem is we're gonna have a money problem shortly. We're not making as much money anymore because the dairy, our old dairy, was making most of our money, I think. And now that that's not there anymore, we have a problem of money. So yeah. Let's dump that in there. This is the dairy, by the way, the extended dairy. This is the Green Bites Express. Man, I don't know why I can't say that for some reason. So there's that. I do also want to place down the sweet corn factory. It's 300,000, so that it's quite expensive. No, it's actually like $330,000. So it's very expensive, but it also gives like canned soup and stuff. It's kind of that kind of production, which makes me want to plant peas and green beans and spinach, I think. luckily, we already have some of those planted on the map, so we can just buy the field later. But I do also have 2 small fields over by the production yard that we need to get rid of, that we need to plant. Alright, we can just leave that there, tabbing around. Hey, look, I already hooked them all up. Look at that. I forgot about these trees over here. That's gonna be a problem. Oh, there's only 1 tree, actually. That's not too bad. Still gonna be a problem, but I'll deal with that later. Alright, Mr. Worker, please do a good job. Thank you. Not sure what you're doing, but you do you. Yeah. I was gonna say we need to start selling the dried corn. Because we do have quite a bit of it, actually. Yeah, we have 82,000 liters. And just taking a look at dried corn price. If I can find it. There it is. It's currently $2,400. We could get $2,900. So we might wait until June, potentially. Or we could just sell it now and get it over with. But we do need to make sure the popcorn factory does have enough. And it does. I think I do also have corn in the silo. Where is corn? There's corn. Yep, I do have corn in the silo, so we need to get rid of that too. This guy's doing great. Sprayer, that thing. Man, it really bothers me that this cow is outside of its pen. It's very annoying. I did buy a skid loader. I don't know if I showed that on screen last episode. But I have a skid loader now, so there's that. Now, I am going to take this off of that, because I need to go move that water trailer. Actually, I need to go fill up the water trailer, actually. because I believe this closest greenhouse is out of water, which I kind of ignored for a while. And if you guys are curious, this is where I've been getting my water. Is this little pond thing right here. Just try right in there, and there we go. Now, we need a greenhouse to make garlic, what was it, spring onion, I think? So we're going to place down this guy, just for fun, I guess. I don't know if I want to place it here or here. Yeah, this is the only logical place for it. I guess we place it here. We'll place it here. Right there. There we go. Let's push all those pallets out of the way, because why not? Now we need to find it. What did we need? I've already forgot. We needed garlic and spring onion. So there's garlic and spring onion. Oh, I can also make strawberries and tomatoes here. Look at that. Now, I do believe that garlic and spring onions can go into this production. Yes, there's garlic. And there's spring onion. Alright. So this needs to be on storing for a while. You know what? We'll just make all this stuff. And we'll sell those. Sure. Now, where do these pallets spawn? Because we are going to have to deal with a couple of these pallets. Spawn back here? They spawn back here. Interesting. Okay, I will landscape a little bit more. Don't worry, these trees will be going probably in between episodes. I forgot to do them in between this episode and last episode. So those trees will be gone. And I think there's a couple other trees that I found that need to go away. Okay, so those are doing great. Taking a look at the animals. The chickens could use some feed. It's probably a good idea. Pigs are doing great still. Taking a look at the used market. There's a 9R. Unfortunately, we already have a 9RX, which I like more than the 9R, which is why I bought it. There's also a potato harvester, which I would get, except we have the Kenzie multi-fruit planter, that we had in 22. So if we ever do potatoes or plant potatoes, we will be using that. How much does this hold for water? Only 25,000 liters. Look at that. Just thinking about it, we're gonna put Napa cabbage and chili peppers on selling because I don't know what to do with those. So, all right, we're gonna leave that there for a second. Because we need this. I guess I could have used that truck too, but I like the truck more. So, or the pickup truck more. Park that there, and we need to go back to the farm and pick up the 40-foot gooseneck because we have a couple pallets we need to go and take care of. We also need to fill this up with gas too. I kind of forgot about that. I do also have controller drift, so you guys got to bear with me on that. That's why I just went in the ditch just now about 3 times. Now, where did I leave it? I either leave it in that shed, which is not there, or I leave it around the back over here. Yep, there it is. There we go. We do also need to move the eggs but I'm not sure what production I want to put those in quite yet. So we'll leave those out for the moment. Oh, I didn't fill this up with gas, did I? Darn it. Alright, but that will do it for today, guys. I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.